Hello students, in continuation with the digital education initiative of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam Technical University Lucknow, here is another lecture on the subject VLSI technology having subject code KEC 053. I am your faculty Sangeeta Mangesh from Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering, JSS Academy of Technical Education, Noida. In today's lecture, we are going to study the new technique or basically like most important technique of adding what you call dopant profile for creating or which is very important as far as your IC fabrication is concerned, and that is ion implantation. So, content of this lecture include what are the merits and demerits of like basically introduction of ion implantation, studying its merits and demerits. Then we are going to define particular effects, that is channeling, stopping mechanism and the role played by the annealing process in the ion implantation. Then we are going to study the ion implantation and the process what we have studied in the previous lectures, that is a diffusion. So, how these two processes are different, we are going to differentiate between these two processes. At the end of this lecture, as a student, I expect you to comprehend the process features and drawbacks associated with microelectronic circuit designing, that is associated with ion implantation. So, that means wherever ion implantation is being used, what are its plus and minus points, I expect you to know about them. So, process features of ion implantation. Then I expect you to describe with respect to ion implantation different terminologies such as channeling, what is annealing, role of annealing in the ion implantation, and thirdly what is meaning by ion stopping mechanism. Now, how many ways the ions are getting stopped when you are carrying out the ion implantation process, and at the end you should be able to clearly differentiate between ion implantation and diffusion process what you have studied earlier. So, what is this ion implantation process as a whole? It is basically the most important thing is it is a low temperature process in which the ionized dopant species or ionized dopants are accelerated to energies high enough, so that they impact onto the target wafer surface and penetrate the wafer surface to a certain depth. In recent years, with scaling of devices and the need to achieve specific diffusion profiles or electrical characteristics, it is always preferred that the diffusion profiles are to be very precise and very accurate, and that the concentration also of the whatever dopant species you are entering or adding into the bulk is also to be varied or has to be very precise. A particular profile, a particular orientation, particular nature of that profile is also very important, and thereby there is a need for a precise technique. And the key features of these particular ion implantations include flexibility, that is you can have flexibility of the dosage as well as the source what you are going to use for the ion implantation. Secondly, it has got ability to achieve impurity profiles which otherwise cannot be achieved using simple diffusion technique. So, this particular technique or ion implantation originated or ion implantation was popularly accepted by the IC manufacturers because of its merits, because of its advantages, or because of its some key features. Those key features, those specific properties were not able to achieve through diffusion, because the diffusion is basically a movement of species within, but these movement of species is taking place because of the point defects, and these species which are moving inside, if you want to further move them or deep inside the bulk, you need to keep them electrically active, and using electrical what you call force, using your different methods such as oxidation, nitridation and other many techniques, you need to ensure that you get the desired diffusion profile. Whereas, in case of ion implantation, you have some other benefits, and thereby this particular process is being, or this ion implantation is more preferred process these days, because it has been now well studied and the equipment has also been made available, and thereby the taking it, though it is expensive, slightly what you call the benefits if you take out, or cost benefit analysis if you carry out, the advantages are definitely more as compared to the cost and other things, and therefore, for precise things, for general what you call practical applications, ion implantation is preferred over the diffusion in many cases. Now, what are the drawbacks? The drawbacks is basically the collision of energy, high energy atoms. Here you are having high energy particles and you are bombarding them onto the substrate and allowing them to penetrate with the high energies. This results into crystal defects. There can be a damage because the ions are getting bombarded. These ions are bombarding the source, and since the target where it is striking, that with that much high energy, while penetrating, it can damage, or there can be crystal damage, or that is known as radiation damage. The extent of this damage depends upon the ion energy, mass and the atomic number of the host, as well as the dopant species which are used for bombardment. The collision of these ions, which are having very high energy, with the metal surface in the vicinity, or in when there are, like, it is happening on the wafer. Now, when it is happening on the wafer, there is a wafer holder which is holding the wafer and it is metallic. It can happen that these metals, when this bombardment is happening, it can cause the metal to sputter and subsequently contaminate the wafer. So, you have to be very careful while carrying out this particular process. Another method is when you are bombarding the initial crystal, okay, you are bombarded atoms or ions are getting or occupying the crystal lattice sites. Hence, they are not electrically active, but when you are carrying out high temperature treatment, in a suitable, like favorable ambient is being created for them, and we call them as annealing. They further, okay, they reside, suppose for this is your surface. Now, these atoms are getting bombarded and they occupy certain places over here. But if you want to have a particular profile, you need to further energize them and make them electrically stable, make them occupy a particular position, and that process is carried out at elevated temperature and we call it as annealing. Okay. So, you need to activate these dopant species and therefore, you need to eliminate those damages which have been created. So, we are going to see how that particular annealing is beneficial, what are the consequences of it, we are going to study that again in detail. So, this is one of the problem area where you need, I say, annealing is essential when you are carrying out ion implantation. Other consequences of ion implantation or other what you call after effect or other thing of ion implantation and subsequent annealing is, they can also lead to formation of point defects, and they can alter the existing diffusion profiles available onto the silicon wafer. The temperature elevation during the annealing can impact the active diffused species that are already available, and these species can further penetrate deep into the bulk because of the elevated temperature. Now, this is what is the this is what is ion implantation. Prior to ion implantation, the atomic structure will look like this. But post ion implantation, your bombardment has happened, this is the regular structure, which is prior to ion implantation. But post ion implantation, the structural changes, there is a damage to the crystal, okay, crystal orientation, okay, getting damaged crystal orientation, okay, your crystal orientation is getting damaged. So, this is how crystal orientation is totally getting damaged. So, this is how there is drastic change. Now, what are the advantages? Even if that is, so what are the key advantages which is making it a recommended process or most adopted process these days? Ion implantation is the dominant method of dopant or adding dopant today, in spite of creating enormous lattice damage. It is favored because it has got large range of dosages, that is 10 raised to 11 to 10 raised to the power 16 per centimeter square. So, that much heavy dose you can have, this is okay, or you can say per centimeter cube. Extremely accurate dosage control can be attained, which is essential for threshold voltage control of the MOS device. Threshold voltage control is very much possible. You can create buried layers, which will in turn work as the traps for the minority charge carriers. They will increase the leakage current, but this high speed high speed operating digital circuits or digital devices, you need that kind of facility to be provided. You have wide choice of masking materials, even your photoresist layer can work as the masking, and thereby you need not have to go for oxide layer as a mask or a separate mask layer that is to be used in case of my ion implantation. Even my photo sensitive layer, that is PR coating, can be used as the mask for the ion implantation. So, where do we use this ion implantation method? Since it is very easy to achieve high concentration heavy dopant atoms, there are such as phosphorus as well as arsenic. You know, phosphorus has got particular profile called kink because of the double diffusing, like you have double vacancies, and when you carry out diffusion you do not have the regular profile, you have something known as kink and the tail behavior. So, that can be eliminated using ion implantation. Buried layers with profiles that drop in concentration from the bulk to the surface of the wafer, that is highly anisotropic layers can be created, which are basically used to reduce the stray capacitances. Silicon and insulators, that is SOI, which is a popular technique which is being used for FinFET fabrication these days. They can be prepared by implementing oxygen or nitrogen deep in the silicon and then subjecting the wafer to the elevated temperature to form the buried oxide or nitride layer that separates the top from the bottom portion of the silicon wafer. Even photoresist material, I told you just now, can be used. So, your mask layer formation or depositing a mask layer, that cost is basically reduced when you are using ion implantation. So, thereby if you carry out overall cost benefit analysis, ion implantation, since it is giving you very precise, and you have got variety of dosage like precise dosage control, variety of materials that can be used, and what you call good diffusion profile you can have. So, all these benefits if you take into consideration, so overall that is why it is being a most preferred what you call technique for dopant addition of dopant into the bulk material. To introduce the gathering, another application includes gathering damage, or to introduce the gathering damage into the crystal, that is example by bombarding the back of the wafer by energetic argon atoms, or by placing heavily doped buried layer deep into the crystal. So, basically gathering is the technique which is generally used in the IC fabrication for restricting, like whatever heavy ion impurities are there. What we do is we try to move them at one location away from the active device part. Suppose within your bulk, within your what you call semiconductor wafer, your active devices are fabricated in this area, and these impurities, heavy metal impurities are there. So, what do we try to do is we try to move them further deeper into the bulk, away from the active area. You try to move them away from the active area, within these passive areas we try to isolate them, and that we call it as a gathering. So, in case of heavy metals, in case of other energy ions which can in turn reduce the reliability of the devices, such all what you call species or such all impurities are moved away from the active area, moved away from the reliable what you call where we need most precise reliable operation. Those areas are isolated from these heavy ion impurities, which can in turn affect the overall performance of the device or overall circuit. So, mostly in case of my IC fabrication, 10% of the cost basically goes into the gathering, because you have a lot of importance is being given to the gathering, because if you do not do gathering properly, your device operation might get affected. So, to have 100% reliable operation, this Gathering technique or this Gathering job is very much required, and this can be very well attained using ion implantation. Though heavily doped shallow impurities or shallow impurity profiles like you through heavily, like you can have heavily doped shallow impurity profiles, you can obtain them. It is possible to achieve high dopant profiles also in case of special structures such as impact diodes, where you need abrupt junctions, for microwave applications also, where you need abrupt junctions or abrupt what you call profiles getting changed. So, such kind of devices also can be easily fabricated using ion implantation. So, see the difference, you know already there is something known as lateral diffusion happening. So, you have to ensure that the mask opening is precise in case of my diffusion profile, whereas in case of my ion implantation I get exact profile, because this is the dope region where I am getting precise. Okay, this is what is the precise junction depth I am going to get. There is no lateral diffusion and I get precise profile of the dopant species which are occupying this particular region, for which I have designed my like the way in which I want my design to behave or device to behave. Only that area will be covered by the junction profile. So, I have got accurate profile, accurate or precise junction depth, precise dopant profile I can get. So, this is what is the beauty. Now, what exactly is happening? Now, I told you it is basically a process where you are bombarding the ions onto the bulk. Now, when these ions are getting bombarded and penetrating the bulk, there are two ways in which these high energy particles, when get bombarded, they penetrate and stop inside. Now, this stopping process or the ions, heavy high energy ions striking onto the bulk, get stopped by two mechanisms, and the stopping mechanisms are divided into two categories. The first is known as, okay, since the initial, now since they bombard, there are series of collisions happening within the substrate. Okay, when host atoms, when they are striking the host atoms, the collisions will be happening in series, like there will be series of collisions happening. Since the initial energy is a few tens of kilovolt, or I can say it is high energy particles, the stopping energy can be divided, or the stopping mechanism is divided into two. Now, first is called as nuclear stopping. Now, what is this nuclear stopping? It is a collision with nuclei of the lattice atoms. There is a significant scattering happening because of the nuclear stopping, and it causes a structural damage to the crystal. Whereas, second one is known as electronic stopping, which is collision with the electrons of the lattice atoms. Incident ion paths are almost unchanged. Energy transfer in this case is very small, and there is minimum crystal damage. So, please understand, first one is known as nuclear stopping, second one is known as electronic stopping. When you are having nuclear stopping, there is collision with the nuclei of the lattice atom. These are heavy at this one, and naturally there will be what I call it, there will be drastic change in the energy, and these energy heavy will result into crystal damage. Same thing is being shown in diagram over here. These are the ions which are striking or penetrating at high energy. The lighter, okay, initial, this is the channeling, we are having these differences. Suppose there are interstitials, so these ions will automatically penetrate deeper. Okay, this is basically electronic stopping, and there can be a back scattering also. It collides with the host atom or this particular host atom, and it will get back scattered also. So, these are the way in which the atoms will move. The total energy, there will be random collisions inside the bulk, and these collisions or total energy of these collisions will be basically calculated by energy involved in the nuclear stopping and energy involved in the electronic stopping. So, total energy will be divided into two. So, you need to consider these two phenomena when you are understanding this particular process. Second definition or second thing what you need to take into account is the channeling. Now, what is this channeling? If the incident angle is right, see the channeling can happen because there are so many interstitials available. So, the lattice can within the lattice structure. Now, the host whatever that because without any collision the atom can very well move inside when it is bombarded with high energy. So, you have to ensure that this can this we can get, because of this you can have uncontrollable profile. So, you have to ensure that you must know exactly the orientation, crystal orientation, the property of the host material, and then calculate the angle at which you need to incident the beam which is striking the host, and then you will get the desired profile. So, in order to get the desired profile, the phenomena within or the channeling what you call definition has to be understood, the method of channeling has to be understood, which is basically the movement along particular direction. Now, how this channeling is happening, please understand. If it is a light ion, it will move deeper because it is getting it has got high energy, no stopping, automatically it will keep on moving inside. If it is a heavy atom, it will keep on colliding with each other. It is a heavy atom, can't move. So, it will keep on colliding with other things and it will create damage in the substrate also. Here you are having damaged region, here also you are having. So, here you are having deeper penetration because of the light ion. So, single crystal silicon may, if you are having heavy ion, you will have this kind of profile. Just see the way in which, so you will have less deeper profile, the area wider area will be covered and the damage is confined to the surface only. Here if it is a light ion, the damage can or the movement can be deeper, the damage also can penetrate deeper. The channeling effect can result into, this is what is exactly happening, this is how it is happening with the help of your ion, like you should know exactly how the ion movement is happening within when you are when they are penetrating the substrate. Once this is known, initially we have seen there has to be proper angle at which you need to incident the beam. Now, unless and until you know at what angle you need to have the collisional ion, this is the collisional ion and this is what is the angle. Now, if you know exactly where it has to go and strike, now please understand, if it is a strike, see if it is a single, if you are incidenting or the incident beam is moving this way, this is the species or dopant species, it has penetrated deep, just see it has penetrated deeper. The angle of incident is exactly right angle, you know already the orientation of the crystal and automatically it has penetrated deep into the bulk. Whereas, if you are if you do not want that to happen, you have to ensure that there is a proper tilted angle theta, and at that particular angle when you are allowing the beam to strike, it will collide with the ion and there will be exactly stopping. The penetration will be restricted or confined to the surface area only. So, that means you must know how the beam has to be channeled, the way in which or the what you call the movement or the penetration can be controlled. Once you know how you want the channel to get formed, how the movement has to happen within the bulk. Once you know how that particular collisional ion has to strike, then only you can proceed with this. So, that means when you want a precise profile, please understand, you must know both the stopping mechanisms, you must know whether your dosage what you are going to use is comprising of heavy ions or it is comprising of lighter ions as compared to the host. Then you must know the energy at which they are to be bombarded, and this is then you must know how they are supposed to be channeled through the bulk. So, here is the example wherein you will see how the difference will be. This is the before and after I told you. Now, just see slowly I will show you, these are the host impurity atoms. Now, slowly I will show you how these impurity atoms get settled down. Just see, second layer is formed, then third layer is formed, then fourth layer is formed, fifth layer is formed, sixth layer is formed. This is how the thermal annealing or elevated temperature will automatically make this crystal arrangement regular and thereby reducing the damage of the overall process of like whatever crystal damage has happened during the process of ion implantation. Just see, Now, once you have studied or got introduced with the two processes, let us see the difference between ion implantation and diffusion. Why you go for you should go for ion implantation, it will be clear to you once we see the differences. So, very first way or the very first what you call parameter on which you know already, ion implantation is a low temperature process. It is a process where you are altering the chemical and electrical properties of the material by bombarding the ions onto the host target, whereas in case of diffusion the process is carried out at elevated temperature and you need to use hard masks. Here there are no need, or like you can have photosensitive layer or PR layer also can be used as a mask. The process of ion implantation is highly anisotropic, that means you can have directional approach, highly selective it can be you can control the direction, you can control the profile, you know how you want. If you want deeper, you can control the energy of the ion, you can control the dosage and you can carry out the process. Whereas, in case of diffusion, it is you cannot control, you have a problem of lateral diffusion. So, you have to control the mask opening with which will in turn control the lateral diffusion, and thereby this is basically not, it is a isotropic process. Okay, you have you it's basically you cannot control, the profile cannot be uniform along the like it will be uniform you can say. So, you need to take care of the lateral diffusion also, you do not have the precise control on the exposure. It can independently, like ion implantation can independently control the dopant concentration as well as the junction depth. Such control of independent control on the dopant profile and junction depth is not possible in case of my diffusion, because mathematical model and the original profile will change depending upon the temperature and the species which we are going to use. You have large variety of dopants can be used for ion implantation. You can carry out the process in batches or onto the single wafer, whereas in case of diffusion you do not have variety of dopant profile as wide as your ion implantation. There is restrictions, you need to take care of the lattice mismatches and other factors also, and then only you have to go for diffusion. Diffusion is typically a batch process. In case of ion implantation, the equipment is expensive, but if you carry out the overall cost benefit analysis, it is much comes out to be quite cheaper as compared, like comes out basically cost effective as compared taking into account the benefits. Similarly, in case of my diffusion, it is very expensive. There is possibility of wafer damage in ion implantation, such possibility does not exist in my diffusion. If your concept like if you are know exactly what exactly the ion implantation is, what is exactly the channeling, what are the ways in which the ions are being stopped, and if you are able to differentiate between ion implantation and diffusion, we can further go ahead with the equipment that is being used for ion implantation and other terminologies which are associated with ion implantation. So, further ion implantation we will study in the next lecture. Till then, God bless, good luck and thank you.